Hi everyone, my name is Tito. Today, together with two of my postmates, Gohal, Quinn, and we would like to discuss about our selected business, tourism and hospitality industry is affecting our environment. For the first step, how can we know those business activity which are affecting or have affected our precious planet? What will be the limit and how can we measure those potential impacts or damages? In this short group video, we will be using the planetary boundary as a standard limit to answer those questions. Many researchers and environmentalists have set the planetary boundary framework as a precautionary boundary for 9 critical processes of human driving environmental change. Those limits cannot be crossed in our finite planet. If human impact cross beyond this planetary boundary, we will be faced the possibility of abrupt, large-scale changes within the Earth system functioning, leading to the significant risk to societies and economies worldwide. This is one of the key reasons why more than 170 countries around the world are considering this as a critical issue and set the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goal SDGs for business, society, including the government in guiding us not to cross the planetary boundary. For the subsequent steps, we need to understand what are the SDGs and their objectives. The simple answer is to provide support for our future generations so that they can enjoy their life within a green and sustainable environment. In order to achieve that goal, the business and society must work out the balance in reducing the impact on our environment. For the planetary boundaries, we will be focusing on the freshwater consumption and global hydrological cycle. This is because freshwater issue is becoming a major issue for several of the water-strategic countries. Even freshwater current consumption value 2,600 cubic meter per year have not crossed the planetary boundary limit of 4,000 cubic meter per year yet. For the SDG, we will discuss in detail on SDG Goal 6 clean water issue and Goal 12 responsible consumption and production, while we are focusing on fresh water and water consumption.
The environmental impacts is the negative perspective of human activity on the biosphere environment. There are many environmental impacts resulting from the tourism and hospitality industry. For example, CO2 emissions, CFC emissions, noise, smoke, smells, the health of staff, waste energy, water wastage, waste food, waste disposal, and agricultural ecology are the most obvious impacts to consider.
As we are focusing on water scarcity issue, we will discuss detail more on the freshwater consumption in Singapore. The tourism and hospitality industry normally overuse the water resources for the hotel, swimming pool, golf courses, and personal water use by tourists. This may result to freshwater shortage and degrading of water supply, as well as generating the high volume of water wastes. In a dry and hot country like Singapore, with no natural water resources, the issue of fresh water scarcity is one of the particular growing concern. Due to the tropical and humid climate, there's a tendency for tourists to consume more fresh water while on their holiday than they do at home.
Today, Today, let's discuss more about the positive and negative impacts of the hotel and tourism industry. As for the positive impacts, it can create more employment and business opportunity, contributing to the local economy. Now, more business enterprises are employing more sustainable practices in order to promote the green images which appeal to the consumers. For example, using less toxic chemical, recycling, and more energy efficient fitting. As for the negative impacts, the presence of building and tourists may upset to the local area environment and the habitat of native plants and animals. The industry may contribute to the waste issue, for example, food scrap, oil and chemical disposal. Higher level of energy consuming, for example, electricity usage for air conditioning and refrigerators.
Singapore, as a developed country, the country architecture, safe, clean, cultural diversity, entertainment, and amazing tech make it one of the highly attractive places to visit throughout the year. According to the Singapore Tourism Board, the number of tourists visited was 17.4 million, and length of stay is about 3.1 days on average in 2017. The freshwater consumption per capita in Singapore is about 143 liters, which means that 37.77 gallons, which can be assumed that the person's freshwater consumption of for the tourism sector itself is per year about 2.03 billion of gallons.
These statistics exclude other water usage such as swimming pool, water activities, and freshwater consumption for the golf courses, etc.
There are 4 types of freshwater sources in Singapore. Those imported freshwater from Johor, water from the local catchment, which is 70 reservoirs, desalinated water, sea, and the new water, which is 5 new water factories. The current demand for the domestic sector is 45% and another 55% for the non-domestic sector. Projecting forward, the demand target for the year 2030 will be 40% for the domestic sector versus 60% for the non-domestic sector. Through increasing the production of new water from current rate of 40% to 50% and desalinated water from 25% to 30%.
Let's look at one example in the golf course business activities. Golf course maintenance can deplete freshwater resources. Over the years, the golf tourism has increased in popularity and the number of golf courses has proliferated. Golf courses require tremendous amount of water daily. As with other causes of excessive extraction of water, coupled with global warming, this could result in severe water scarcity. A typical golf course requires 100,000 to 1 million gallons of water per week, which is equivalent to 378 to 3,780 weekly personal water consumption to maintain healthy vegetation. Singapore has 17 golf courses, which takes up 2% of the total land area. 1,500 hectares of 72,000 hectares for the entire Singapore.
It's evident that more individuals are getting involved in sustainability efforts. Through our extensive research, we are amazed by the increasing level of passion shown and the great ideas shared about how we can achieve sustainability development goals together. We compiled a summary of the key and along with some ideas for how we can best move forward. Here are some highlights and ideas on how we can best support the SDG through demonstrating our care and responsible action. In turn, business will need to assess its impact on the SDGs and review its strategy accordingly.
My teammate Pinko earlier shared the One Planetary Boundary framework, and I will next review the linkage for our selected business activity, golf course business activities, with 2 SDGs. From the S17 SDG review, the 2 relevant SDG our group has chosen are Goal 06, Clean Water Issue, Focus on Water Consumption, and Goal 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, where we believe the selected business activity will have the greatest impact. We cannot deny the economic benefits that golf courses bring to Singapore and its people. On the other hand, we have seen how golf courses can have significant environmental impacts. For a little red dot country like Singapore, it makes even more commercial sense to embed the SDGs in golf courses operations and strategies. Should having golf courses but limited to a privileged few, or taking into consideration of the bigger picture, where fresh water is precious and scarce in Singapore? Thus, instead of maintaining and/or developing more golf courses, the government should focus and encourages other business development, which may not require tons of fresh water and benefiting more businesses and individuals within the society. As we are aware, water is the lifeblood of all golf courses. If it is not possible to forego golf courses, the government can take the lead and encourages golf course designers, owners and operators in employing green ways in building and maintaining environmentally friendly golf courses. The new business operations and strategies would allow all stakeholders to be able to operate around the planetary boundaries framework and be able to meet the two selected SDGs simultaneously. Since each of us is integrated and interconnected in terms of business, society, and our environment, the new operations and strategies will encourage every individual to play their part and responsibilities.